I was sitting with a farmer in northwestern Iowa, where I'm from, and he told me that he was growing genetically modified corn side by side with non-genetically modified corn, and then decided to do an experiment. He took a trough and put the GM corn on one side and the non-GM on another, and let all of his cows into the pen. And they all huddled around the non-GM side and wouldn't eat the genetically modified side. So he started telling other farmers about it, and they started doing their experiment, letting cows into a pen 2 or 3 at a time. And this time they had completely separate troughs, GM and non-GM. They'd go up to the first one and they'd taste it or smell it, but then they'd stop and they'd walk around it and go to the non-GM trough, eat all the corn there, and then go back to the first trough and taste it and then walk away. So animals, when given a choice, often choose non-genetically modified foods. You may not know it, but you eat genetically modified ingredients in almost every meal. We don't have the sixth sense of the animals to avoid GMOs naturally. We don't have the labeling of GMOs, which is enjoyed by Europeans, Australians, Japanese. Most of the rest of the world label GMOs, but we don't. Why is it put on the market without labeling? Because the policy at the FDA claimed that they were unaware of any information showing that GMOs were significantly different. But years later, thousands of secret memos were made public from the FDA's files, and it showed that that policy was a lie. But the person in charge of policy was Monsanto's former attorney, later Monsanto's vice president. Here's the great news. We have the power. In Europe, they kicked out GMOs. When a small percentage of the shoppers said, we don't want to eat GMOs, within a single week, virtually every major food company said, we're not going to use GM ingredients anymore in Europe. But those same companies use GMOs in the United States, where most people haven't raised a fuss. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to raise a fuss. We're going to share this video with everyone we care about and let them know they've been eating genetically modified foods and that they don't have to. They can go to the non-GMOshoppingguide.com, non-GMOshoppingguide.com, or download in their iPhone, Shop No GMO. And that lists the non-GMO brands and makes it easy to shop for non-GM foods at the supermarket. So it's time to tell our friends. It's time to reclaim a healthier non-GMO food supply. Safe eating.